Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hookah With It. Today I want to talk to you about what I am planning on reading from middle grade March. If you do not know about middle grade March, this is kind of a readathon for the entirety of March, and this is being hosted by Katie from Life Between Words and also Krista from Books and Jams, two of the most wonderful women on BookTube. I'm very, very excited, and I think this is like the perfect match. I love that they're doing this together. It totally fits both of their channels and it just makes me so happy. So for the entirety of March, they are asking people on BookTube to start reading books that are middle grade, that are, you know, favorites from your childhood. They have all sorts of different challenges that you can do. You don't have to do them, but you can if you want to. So there are things like read a childhood favorite, and then read a book that was adapted to the screen. So there's so many challenges. They're on Twitter. I think they're doing an Instagram live, if I'm not mistaken, and they have a read-along for The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I wish that I could read that, but I'm on hold to the library for it, and it's taken its sweet time, which is a good sign for the book. It means that people are loving this book, and you know, it's a hot commodity at the library, so I don't mind. I've got plenty of other books right here on my shelves, actually through the library as well, that are coming my way. And I want to talk to you about them. If you have not already subscribed, please do. I would love to spend more time with you. So let's get into the books. Now, because I am filming this on March 5th, it's already started. So I've already started reading middle grade books. So I am going to talk to you about the first book that I read for middle grade March. And that is Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. This was a really wonderful World War II fiction book. And this is about a family in Denmark right after the Nazis invade and have taken over Denmark. And it's about a family trying to help Jewish people out and trying to actually get them out of the country so that they can escape and be safe. And it is about a little girl in amidst all of this, and it was wonderful. I loved this. If you like historical fiction and don't know really where to start with middle grade, I think this is a perfect start. I loved it. It was short and sweet. I listened to it on audiobook. The audiobook was amazing. So yes, it's not quite a TBR because I've already read it, but it was on my TBR to begin with. I am currently reading Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt, and I'm really enjoying this. At first I started it and I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. But as it's gone on, I just think that Tuck Everlasting is the perfect way to talk about death to a child. It is about a little girl who goes into the woods near her home. No one ever really goes into the woods. She happens upon this man who's by this pond, and he's drinking from the pond, and she's like, I'm parched, I want to drink too. And he says, no, you cannot. He stops her from drinking it. And apparently this pond has this like magical element to it that makes anyone who drinks from the pond everlasting. They never die, and it is about the story of this man and his entire family and the predicament that they are in with being immortal, and that is essentially not all that it's cracked up to be that you would imagine it would be. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Again, I think it's such a good way to talk about death to children and honestly adults. Like, I'm getting so much out of this book. It's so wonderfully written. I'm loving it. So yes, I am currently reading that. I also have The Lie Tree by Frances Harding. This is on its way to me from the library. I think it's in transit right now, and so I'm kind of just waiting for it to arrive. I'm really excited about this one. I believe this is a Costa Book Award winner. And this is about a little girl whose father dies. And it's a kind of mysterious death. She doesn't understand what's happened to her father. There is this tree in her backyard or on her property where when you tell it something, how does it work? You tell it a lie and it will give you something, some sort of piece of the truth. Clearly I know nothing about this book, but I have not heard a bad thing about this book. Not one bad thing about the lie tree. It sounds very interesting. I like that it's a little bit of a mystery and that there's a little girl trying to solve it. It sounds great. So I can't wait for that one to come to me from the library. I also am really hoping to read I Captured the Castle by Dodie Smith. This is about a little girl, Cassandra, who lives in this old dilapidated castle with her father and I believe her sister. And it is essentially kind of I think it's a quiet story about Cassandra's life in this castle and her life with her family. And again, I've heard nothing but good things about I Captured the Castle, and it's been on my to-read list for a very long time, so I am hoping to read that as well. And then finally, there is Philip Pullman's The Book of Dust. Barry got this for me for Christmas, and I was so excited about this book. This is Philip Pullman's, I think it's a prequel from the Golden Compass trilogy. This takes place 10 years before the Golden Compass trilogy. So Lyra is a little baby in this book, and I believe we're following her parents in the story, if I'm not mistaken. I loved the Golden Compass trilogy. If you haven't read that trilogy, oh my goodness, it was wonderful. I didn't read it as a child. I read it at Queen's when I was doing a children's literature class, and I completely fell in love. It is engrossing and fantastical, and oh, just, is fantastical even a word? It is right now. For me it is. So that is a lot of middle grade. I am planning on reading other books other than middle grade over the March period, so I might throw in a thriller or something just to switch it up. Are you going to take part of Middle Grade March? And if you are, please let me know in the comments below what you're going to read. I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys!